Hey guys, I wanted to come up in here really quick and just talk about probably one of the scariest times of my life that just happened to me. And I want to kind of like to come up in here like fresh as it happened, so you guys can see like my real raw emotions of the things that a trans person goes through just for existing. But I'll start by telling you guys, like, please, if you're trans or anyone from the LGBT community, be aware of your surroundings. Always have your senses up and like your intuition up, because you never know, like, people are really like out to get you just for existing. I'm like shaking still, but like I'm gonna try and tell you guys this, but I pretty much was at the beach. I always go to a nude beach in like Oliver in Florida, Miami. I'm like a regular here, like I'm always here. I actually know people from here, just like meeting them here. But anyway, I always get approached by guys. Most people know that I'm trans. I'm not like, this is me, like no filters. It's just like the beauty filter. I'm not hiding my transness when I'm there. I don't have makeup on. I don't have like fake hair. Like, I'm not hiding from anyone. I never am. But like, that is the one place where I'm just like unfiltered and raw who I am. So in my mind, like when someone approaches me, I'm thinking like, they're approaching me because they like me, they want to have a normal chat, or if it's a guy that's like interested in me, they know that I'm trans, right? So they're approaching me, and the trans thing is this thing, and I just don't ever think about it because it's my life. Like, I'm not thinking in my mind like, oh, I'm trans. Anyway, today this guy approached me, and first he like, I was getting sun in my back, so he walked by me, he said a comment, and I like totally ignored. Like, he giving me a compliment, and I just like ignored. I was just in my vibe, minding my own business. And then he came back and started like talking to me, and in the whole conversation, one, I'm not interested, like I'm not being approachable because I was really just wanting to be alone. He's like talking to me. He asked me if he could bring his towel to me, and I literally said no, like I prefer to be alone. He asked me if he could like put sunblock on me, and I was like no, like I have a spray one, so I don't really need anyone to put sunblock on me because I just sprayed it in my bag. He asked me if I could give him some of my sunblock. I said sure, yeah. I sprayed it on him because he asked me, and that whole thing, he started talking, ended up sitting down in my area and talking, and I promised you, like, this entire time I'm just like talking to him and like answering his questions. I'm not even like engaging that much because it's not like the guy wasn't attractive. I just wasn't interested in talking to anyone, or meeting up with anyone. And that whole time that we're talking, he notices that I have a knife next to me, and he's like, oh, you have a knife? And I'm like, yeah, like, like I have to have protection on me like all the time. I've been aggressively approached in here before, and for my safety and to feel safe, I have things like that. I also have a spray in my bag, blah blah blah. So whatever, that happens. I don't know where, like 5 minutes into the conversation, a random dude comes into, that's funny that I said dude, but a random guy comes into, like, walking by us, and he literally screams, oh, that's a dude, right? And I just look at him, and the guy that was talking to me started laughing like nervously, and he's like, what do you mean? And I'm just like, just watching what's happening, and the guy keeps walking, and this one talking to me, he's like, oh, I'm confused, I don't know what he's talking about. And the other dude keeps screaming, hey, that's a dude. So then this one turns around, and he's like, you're not a man, right? You're not a dude. And I'm like, no, I'm not, but I am trans. Like, it depends on your definition of what a dude is. And he like literally freaked out. And he's like, what do you mean? Like, why didn't you tell me anything? I'm like, first of all, relax. Like, I didn't approach you. Second, why would I tell something that I just assumed that you knew? And like, I wasn't even trying to talk to you. Why would I need to come up and say, oh, I'm trans? Like, I need a label? Like, I need a sign that says I'm trans? Like, that's weird. And I literally said, just for my protection, because I could see him like getting aggressive. I was like, that's exactly why I told you that I have a knife right next to me and pepper spray right next to me. So you tell me. And he's like, oh, like, I have nothing against you. Like, it's okay. I just didn't know. Like, when were you gonna tell me? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, no, nothing was happening after this conversation. I didn't have to tell you. And in the whole time, he kind of like wanted to keep talking about it, and I was just like, you know what, like, I'm just not comfortable with you right now, so I'm gonna need you to leave. And then he was just like, oh yeah, like, I'm sorry, blah blah blah. And he was still being like nervous, and even when he was sending up, I'm just like, oh, I feel like that's fucked up that you didn't tell me. I'm like, I don't have to tell you anything because I did not approach you. And that was it. And like something else that was like a little crazy is like, you know, there was people around. No one like, it wasn't like a whole moment where we were gonna fight or anything, because he knew what I was about. He knew what I was giving, and like, if you're trying to attack me, like, something's gonna happen, and I don't think I'm gonna be the one that's gonna be in the hospital. That's all I gotta say. But the other people, after he left, they like were like approaching me, and they were like, oh, like, I'm sorry they had to go through that. I don't know why that matters. Or like, I literally saw that he was the one approaching you. Another one was like, oh, like, I'm sorry, I hope that doesn't ruin your day. But my thing is like I get it, and I appreciate the apology, but like, when the whole moment was happening and the other dude was going around just saying, screaming, that's a dude, no one like did anything. Like, no one wasn't like, oh, like, shut up, nothing, right? Like, everyone's just reacting after it happened. Like, that guy could have punched me in the face right there, and like, no one was gonna do anything. Apologies doesn't do anything. I'm the one experiencing that whole moment, and like, it's fucked up. Like, that's one of my favorite places, and like, somebody that I did not approach like completely ruined my day. And I had to leave because I didn't feel safe. I left because I didn't know if I could just chill there and just get hurt like at any moment. And it's crazy, like, this is crazy. And my whole thing is like, one, like, we need to be better allies. Like, if you have someone trans in your life, like, when things like that happen, like, someone needs to action in the moment, because so many things could happen. I'm grateful that, you know, I'm aware all the time, but I just didn't want to be in that position. But also, just like, always, if you're trans, it's not easy, and the more that you blend in society, the harder it gets. And like, this is why so many dolls and like trans people get murdered, because they're just living their life and existing, and a random ass fucking guy just comes out of nowhere trying to hurt someone and doing something like this. So please be aware, always have protection on you. And if you're gonna be alone, I'm always alone, which is why I always have protection. If you're gonna be alone and with no friends, please carry something. Pepper spray, I carry all of it. I have knives, guns, pepper spray. I have everything, because I just don't trust people. And also listen to your intuition. Like, that whole time, like, I just wasn't feeling that guy, and he was like super nice. He even like made me laugh, but something inside of me was like telling me to like not get too comfortable. And like, he even asked for my number, and I was like, no, like, I'm good. I just wasn't feeling it, and something inside of me was like telling me to not, like, to just not go with the flow with this guy. And you guys see like his reaction. And I'm thankful that I have what I have, because I feel like if I didn't, he probably would have done more. So yeah, all I gotta say is stay safe over there. Please be safe. And for you people that hate trans people, just like, let us leave. Like, we're not hurting you. I was just existing on the beach, not looking at anyone, and you're approaching me, you're being extra, you're the one on top of me, and I don't have to disclose that I'm trans just because you want to have a conversation with me. Like, it's not how it works.